Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. If today is your first time of coming across my video, thank you for stopping by, and to all my returning subscribers, thank you for all the love and support. I'm going to be teaching you how to make this two-piece. In this video we'll be concentrating on the pants, and in the next one I will teach you how to make the crop top. The video was really long, so I have to cut it into two. If this is what you're interested in, please keep on watching and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. So guys, to make this pant, I have my Ankara fabric here. I have about 2 yards of it. If you're on a bigger size, you will need about 2.5 yards of Ankara fabric. Okay, and I'm going to be using this pattern paper because I realized that my chalk was faint on my fabric. So when you are doing yours, you don't really need a pattern paper for it. Just go ahead and draft it directly on your fabric. Hope you understand. So I'm going ahead to roll out a starting line which will serve as my waistline. Okay, this pant is going to have a 2 inches band. Okay, we are going to remove that 2 inches and place it on the waistline, and I will come down to my hip line 10 inches. I'll go ahead to mark it again in order to get a straight line. I will use my straight ruler to roll it across. I'll go ahead to label it my hip line, and this is my waistline. So the next line I'm going to mark is my crouch. So still placing that 2 inches on the waistline, I'm going to measure my crouch. So how I get my crouch is I divide my hip measurement by 4 and add extra 1 inch. Okay, but because this is a kind of high waist pant, I added extra 1.5 inches to it, and I went ahead to roll a line across. I will label it my crouch line. So still placing the 2 inches on the waistline, I'm going to measure down to what I have, which is the length of my pants. So what I have here is 37 inches, and the length of my pants I'm working with, the actual length I'm working with is 44 inches. So I'm going to assume this 37 inches is the length of my pants. By the time I will be cutting it on my fabric, I will go ahead to complete the extra length. I'll go ahead to complete the length. Okay, so coming over to my hip line, I will divide my hip measurement by 4. I will add 1 inch for ease because this is a free pant, and 1 inch for stitching allowance. So I'll bring the measurement down to my crotch line and also my waistline. So the same measurement you mark on your hip, you are going to mark it on your crouch line and also on your waistline. And I went ahead to connect the points into a straight line. So the next thing I'm going to mark is my crotch extension. Okay, so to get my crotch extension, I divide my hip measurement by 8, and whenever I do that, I get 2.5 inches. So you will go ahead to mark it after the straight line. Okay, mine is 2.5 inches. Go ahead and divide your hip measurement by 8 and you will get your crotch extension. So I went ahead to connect it with the curved part of my ruler, as you can see. So the next measurement I am going to mark is my thigh line. So from the crotch line, I came down by 2.5 inches. This will serve as my thigh line, and I went ahead to roll it across. So I'll go ahead to measure what I have on my crotch line. Okay, the measurement I have on my crotch line, including the crotch extension, and I'll find the midpoint, as you can see me doing like this. Find the midpoint and then go ahead to connect it to your thigh line with a straight line like so. So you will go ahead to measure around your thigh. You go ahead to measure the widest part of your thigh. For me, what I got was 26 inches. Make sure it is a bit free because this is a free pant. Okay, don't let it not be too tight. So I'm going to go ahead to divide that 26 inches I got for mine into 2, and when I divide it, what I got is 13 inches. I'm going to share that 13 inches equally like so. So 6.5 inches will go on the right, while 6.5 inches will go on the left. Hope you understand. The straight line I marked on my thigh line, 6.5 inches will go on one side and 6.5 inches will go on the other side. Okay, and after that is done, I decided to add 1/2 inch extra just for ease. Okay, I don't want this pants to be tight. It's meant to be a free pant. So I'll go ahead to add 1/2 inch on both sides again, and after adding the 1/2 inch, I will connect like so, and then I'll connect the other one. Just blend it into the hip line like so. Okay, that is all. That's It's as simple as that. So I'm going to take this measurement down to the length of the pants. Okay, I'm going to take the measurement down to the length of the pants. So I measure that tiny allowance I have there in order to get a straight line. So I'll connect it, and then I'll measure what I have here. I'll also bring it down to the length of the pant, and I'll go ahead to connect into a straight line. Okay, so coming to the upper part, I'm going to come down by 1 inch. Come down by 1 inch on the center of the, and I'll connect it to the side of the pants like so. Then I'll cut it out. So after cutting it out, I'll place it on my fabric and I'll cut it out exactly. Then I'll complete the length of the pant, which is 44 inches. I'll go ahead to do that and I'll bring it back. So after cutting it on my actual fabric, this is what I have. I will place it to cut out the back side of the pant. So note that the back side of the pant is always wider than the front. So when you are folding your fabric, make sure to add extra 4 inches to the back part. Okay, I'll go ahead to place the front part of it. So on the upper part, I left about 2 inches. So remember that I cut out 1 inch on the front of the pant. Okay, I cut out 1 inch on the waistline. For the back, I went up by 2 inches, and I'll connect it to the side. I'll connect it to the side of the pant like so. After that, on the crouch, I'm going to be marking 2.5 inches. So I'll mark 2.5 inches on the crouch. As for the back extension, okay, and I will connect it like so. On the waistline, I am going to mark 2 inches. On the hip line, I'm going to mark 2 inches as well. Then I'll go ahead to blend it in like so. I'm going to give it a good curve. So on the other part, I'm going to be marking 2 inches all the way down. I'll connect it into a straight line, and once that is done, on the side, I'm going to be adding 1/2 inch. Okay, I'm going to be adding 1/2 inch, as you can see me doing like this. After adding it, I'll go ahead to connect it into a straight line as well. I'll go ahead to cut out. So guys, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please kindly do that. Thank you. So this is my front, and this is the back part of the pant. I'll go ahead to connect the front, join the front on the crouch area, and also I will join the back on the crouch area. Just stitch the front and the back on the crouch area. After joining it, this is it for the front. Okay, I'm gonna have to stitch the front and also the back. So this is it for the back, as you can see. So what I will do next is to place the front on the back. I'll place the front and the back together, right side facing right side. Note that the back is wider than the front. So what you will do is to adjust them on the side so that it will be equal. So go ahead and adjust it on the side so that it will be equal, and then you stitch by 1 inch on the other side as well. Drag it, make sure it is equal. Okay, make sure it is equal, then arrange it properly. You go ahead to stitch by 1 inch as well. So after stitching it on the sides, remember that this part is still open. Okay, so we'll go ahead to put the crouch part together like this. Make sure that the line on the front and the back is aligning. Okay, then you will drag the other parts to be equal like so. You go ahead to arrange it properly, let it be equal. So after I'm done arranging it, I will stitch from one leg of the pants all the way to the crouch, then to the other side by 1/2 inch. I'll go ahead to do that and I'll be back. So guys, after stitching the crouch together, I iron it. The next thing I'm doing now is to measure what I have on the waistline. Okay, measure what you have on the waistline so that we can be able to cut out the band. After measuring, what I got was 44 inches in total. So I went ahead to cut out my band. Okay, the wideness of my band is 5 inches wide open. Okay, it is 5 inches wide open. I went ahead to iron in half inch on both sides. Okay, which left us with 2 inches. And for the length should be exactly what you got on the actual pants waistline plus 1 inch for stitching the band together. As you can see, I have 45 inches. Okay, I have 45 inches. And for the elastic, I'm making use of a 1 inch wide elastic. As you can see, for the length of the elastic, you will use your actual waist measurements. Okay, your actual waist measurement, not the measurement you got on the pants, your actual waist measurement. Measure around your waist, and then that's what you will use. As for me, my waist measurement is 30 inches, but I cut out 5 inches from that 30 inches so that the waist will be firm. Okay, minus 5 inches from your actual waist measurement. Okay, I minus 5 inches on mine, and what I got after that was 25 inches. Hope that is clear. So what I will do next is to bring the band together, right side facing right side. I'm going to stitch it together with ½ inch. Going to stitch it together with ½ inch, and I'll bring it back. So after I was done with that, you can see this is the joining on the band. So I want this joining on the band to match with the joining on the center front. Okay, I want the join on the band to be on the join on the center front. Okay, so I'll go ahead to place it on my pants. So the right side of the band is facing the wrong side of the pants. Hope you understand. The right side of the band is facing the wrong side of the pants. I will stitch it all round. I will bring it back to show you all. So after stitching it, this is what I have. So I'm going to use the other ½ inch I folded in to cover up. So I'm going to use it to cover up everything like this, and I will pin it down. Okay, I'll go ahead to pin it down. So after pinning, I'll go ahead to stitch it. I will leave about 2 inches where I will pass my elastic. Okay, I'm going to leave about 2 inches where I will pass my elastic. I'll go ahead to do that, and I'll be back. So guys, after stitching, this is what I have. You can see how neat it is. You can barely see the stitch I made on the waistband. This is how beautiful it is. This is it for the front, and this is it for the back. Okay, I left that 2 inches space on the back. As you can see, this is what I meant earlier, where I am going to pass the elastic. I'm going to use my safety pin to pass it through the waistband. As you can see me doing like this, I'm going to pass it through the waistband like so. So as you pass, you adjust. As you pass, you adjust, and when you get to the end of one side of the elastic, you will use your pin to secure it. Use your pin to secure it, and then you pass it through until it comes out to the same place where you started it. So once I'm done, I will remove my safety pin. I will place one on the other. I'll go ahead to stitch it as many times as possible in order to secure it. So if you have a zigzag stitch, go ahead and make use of it. So after stitching the elastic together, I went ahead to close up the little allowance where I passed the elastic through. Okay, and this is what I have. So go ahead to adjust the waistband. Go ahead to adjust it properly so that everything will sit pretty. So I'm going to be running a stitch on top of these bands. But what I will do is, from the upper part, I will come down by ½ inch, and from the down part of the band I will go up by ½ inch. Hope you understand. I came down by ½ inch, and from the down part of the band I'll go up by ½ inch. I'll go ahead to run a stitch all around. Okay, and when you are running the stitch, make sure you drag your elastic, and for the down part I'll go ahead to fold 1 inch twice and hem. So after sewing it, you can see how beautiful it is looking. You can see. So the space we have on the middle right there is 1 inch. It's about 1 inch. So I went ahead to make this rope. So your rope can be as long as you want. I'm going to be passing it through the waistline. So remember that the joining on the band is on the center front. So I'm going to be creating a little hole where I will pass this rope from. So from the center front, I measured 1 inch away from the center front, and I gave a tiny cut, as you can see, and then I'll repeat the same thing on the other side. I will cut as well, and this is what I have. After that, I'm going to use my safety pin again to pass it through till I come out from one side to the other. I'll go ahead to do that. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please kindly do that. Subscribe to my channel, share, like and comment. In my next video, I'll be showing you all how I made the crop top. The video is as simple and as detailed as possible. Trust me, even as a beginner, you will find it so easy to understand. See you on the next one.